Welcome friends. Through this method I'll tell you about the vehicle of planet Saturn, in which it comes into a sign who is having their Sade Sati, and we can know how the 7.5 years period for that sign would go for them, and how the different 2.5 years phases would go for any person who is having Sade Sati. So this method involves little bit of mathematical calculation, which is very simple, and also the use of moons nakshatras. So once you know this calculation and you know the names of the nakshatras, you have the data, you can easily calculate and you can know how the entire 7 years period would go for you, and how the different phases of 2.5 years in the Sade Sati would go for you. So I'll take you back to a calculation of during the time of 2014, and you can, those who have gone through this phase can easily correlate, and those who are looking forward to their transits of Saturn, which has just started their Sade Sati, they can also know how the period would go for them. So let me tell you, the the moon sign of Sagittarius, they have just completed their Sade Sati, and the people who are having Sagittarius moon sign, they have entered into the third phase of Sade Sati, and those who are having Capricorn moon sign, they have entered into the second phase of Sade Sati, and those who are having their Aquarius moon sign, they have just started their Sade Sati. So many of you would want to know how to do this calculation to know how the period would go. So just let's start. So there are three parts of the rule. So as the first part, you have to know that at the time of entry of planet Saturn into a given sign, where is the transit moon at that time. So in the year 2014, on 2nd November, at that time Saturn had entered into the sign of Scorpio, and those who were having Sagittarius moon sign, they started on with their Sade Sati. So at that time the transit moon was, which I have written with red pen, was in the sign of Aquarius, which is in the Dhanishta nakshatra. It was at 5 degrees. So it was in the Dhanishta nakshatra. So you have to note down the nakshatra number. And the second part of this theory is that you have to note down what is your moon nakshatra number. So if your moon is in the Sagittarius, let's suppose that your moon is in the Purva Ashada nakshatra. So from the Purva Ashada, as per the third point, from the Purva Ashada you have to count up till the Dhanishta nakshatra, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you have counted 4 points from the natal moon's nakshatra to the transit moon's nakshatra. So just write down 4. As per the third point, you have to divide this figure by 9. So dividing it by 9, you will get the remainder as 4 only. So whatever be the remainder, that would be the vehicle or the vahana on which the planet Saturn has started on with the Sade Sati, and the entire 7.5 years period would go as per that vahana's depiction. So 4 means that the vahana was buffalo, and it is going to give moderate results to the Sagittarians. So for the Sagittarians, we just calculated the 7.5 years period. Now suppose today planet Saturn just entered into the sign of Capricorn. So in the sign of Capricorn, the Sagittarians only, they entered into the third phase of Sade Sati. So how to know that how the 2.5 years period of this Sade Sati for the Sagittarians would go? So the calculation is again the same. Here you have to note down where was your transit moon at the time when Saturn entered into the Capricorn sign. So your transit moon was also in the same sign, in the Uttara Ashada nakshatra, that is nakshatra number 21. And for the Sagittarians, as I told you in the example, moon was in the Purva Ashada nakshatra, that is the nakshatra number 20. So from the Purva Ashada, Uttara Ashada is the second nakshatra. So which means for the Sagittarians, in the second phase, they have entered into the Vahana of horse. Means Saturn has come into the Vahana of horse, which will give them success. So friends, this is how you have to calculate how in which Vahana has Saturn entered for you, and as per that Vahana it will give you the results. So this doesn't mean that every Sagittarian is going to have the same Vahana. See, your moon nakshatra may be different. So everybody is having a different moon nakshatra. So you have to do the calculation based upon your moon nakshatra and count up till the transit moon, and then divide that figure by 9, and then you will get the Vahana number, and then you can read the results accordingly. So let me read out the results of the different vehicles for you. So if planet Saturn is coming in the vehicle of a donkey, it will give you bad results. So if planet Saturn is coming in the vehicle of a horse, it will give you success. And if planet Saturn is coming in the vehicle of an elephant, it will give you comforts. And if it is coming in the vehicle of a buffalo, it's going to give you moderate results. If it is coming in the Vahana or vehicle of a lion, it's going to cause destruction of enemies. And if it is coming in the Vahana of a jackal, it's going to give you a bad time. And if it is coming in the Vahana of a crow, it will give you conflicts. And if it is coming in the Vahana of a peacock, it will give you gains. And if it is coming in the Vahana of a hamsa, it's going to give you comforts. So this is how you can very easily calculate and know that in which Vahana or the vehicle planet Saturn is coming for you, and thereby you can know that how the entire 7.5 years period and the different 2.5 years period would go for you. So what to expect during that time can be easily calculated. So I'll just give you one more example in which you can calculate the Vahana of the planet Saturn. So this example is just for your convenience in terms of calculation. Suppose your moon is in the nakshatra of Revati. It is say in the 12th house itself, and it is in the nakshatra of Revati. So suppose currently the moon has transited into the sign of Capricorn, and it is in the Uttarashada nakshatra. So from Revati you have to do the counting like this. You can't do the back counting. This is what I want to say, that you can't do the back counting to the Uttarashada. You have to count like this. This has to be counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So this will be the 22nd nakshatra from the Revati nakshatra. So if your natal moon was in the Revati nakshatra, then this is the 22nd nakshatra. So friends, this is how you have to do the calculation and reach upon the remainder and find out the vehicle of planet Saturn. So I wish you all a very happy transit of Saturn into the sign of Capricorn. So besides calculating this Vahana, you can also look into the placement of your natal Saturn. So if your natal Saturn is placed in the Kendra, then you can expect good results, because in the Kendra the placement of Saturn is bound to give you good results, which means transit, even if it is coming as a bad one, will not be able to harm you much, because your own Saturn, your natal Saturn, is very strong by being in the Kendra. So this point should always be kept in mind when you are doing the calculation for the transit of planet Saturn. So this was all about this video, and please do like, subscribe and share if you think that it is worthy of your use and your knowledge. So I'll come up with some more topics very soon. I'll see you until then. Bye friends.